Nenze chemfana petenzo kala kumunzi. Bati vonse vinachinja, pamene wambuya vanga vanakala na kansa. Tenzo zinkalira chabeteka, kaili vantu venzoyopa, vanatisiya cheteka. Ine na wewe. Chifukwa chaichi, ninakula fast maningi. Condition yao inaboya chinja na nkala wesi. Tinanyamuka na kuenda kulusaka. Ninankala pasaidi ya wambuya vanga every day. Nenzogwira kwa njia yao na chichetekero that was upon. Pari day was panapema mpepo yao ya last. After iji, I lost my childhood and my best friend.
When one is diagnosed with cancer, everyone around them is diagnosed with them, and they go through the journey together. This simply means that most of the cancer care happens at home. It's families and friends and loved ones that take care of the patient, offering emotional support, doing what they can to support the patient with transport, with hygiene, with anything that they need. And you know what? They do all of this without any form of training, but yet they do most of the clinical level responsibilities, and they do it well.
Ndafuna kuuza nkone monga mwamene vinachitikira pali vamuna vanga pamene naziwa ti apa manje oneka sivamvera bwino. Vanabwa nkhala chemunga na chinthu chechomera chemuhwapa chabe mwa nchiputi. Sefe tinaganiza akantinde ku clinic. So pe tinafika ku clinic kuja taenda ka number 1. So anapeze problem atipasa kwa chema painkillers, taenda ka number 2. So chabe batipasa chema painkillers. Kambati akani kasti bapimeko chest. Wachita ku x-ray. Apima kupima ku x-ray baona ati kapena ingankale TB. Pakapalasti napezeka ati madoctors akambatia afuna kwenda kuchita scan muviri wonse. So chabe tingoenda so chabe pakati after 1 month problems wanaipezi. Tabwelera futhi ku hospital taenda tankhala pasi ati abantu afunika tichite bwana choseka nyama auti chintu chani tikapime. Pana bwera doctor watuza tawe i problem oneka manga ingankale cancer at blood cancer.
I'm going to share my experience taking care of my mom who had cancer. She fought cancer for a while until she passed on.
I lost my mother to cancer last April, and it wasn't an easy journey as a caregiver.
So cervical cancer carries a lot of stigma with it, partly due to misinformation.
She didn't believe she could have cancer. My mother didn't believe she could have cancer. And the other thing was, she didn't want to worry us. She always thought when she gets sick, she tells us it's a bother to the children. But that's not true.
After Mom started getting sick, I decided that I would move in and start living with her. So I think that was the first impact that the illness or the situation had on my personal life, and that I had to give up a lot of my personal time to start living with Mom and then start taking care of her.
If they can put a shelter there so that they all just create a social group so that people share more. We only talk like maybe the beds next to you, either on your left or your right. We don't really get to interact so much because everybody's busy with their own things. Yeah. So I think the shelter, adding of transportation and food to the caregivers would really be of great help.
But kankalido mandi kana chitamunga kavuta manje konkala kankalido kama hospital kankala ko chepa ngono wachoka mulipanja olokwazizira mwankala mulipanja mungeno wa mpepo alasi manyi pesa kato mungeno wa mpepo na pesa kana bwana duala naye mando kwati ni mpepo na ningena. So your day manje Mdabo anuza ta. Imuone kama ngati mumvera bwino nata. Sinimvera bwino. Nishimanja hapo at least vamba nokamba. Batipwezekana kumawadi manje kukansa manje. Tankala kuja. Obatukusha manje ba doctor bajatia chukankoni kusaidi mukukire kusaidi yo. Ene na bwana mumvera manta manje. Mwamungena manje manta anapo aniguya mwangena manje kuyopa inazona abantu mwawezo ofera pakansa.
Unfortunately, no caregiver is given attention. I was with my young sister taking care of my mother. So since we're just the two of us, if you spend the night there, you also spend the whole day there. Meaning, no one gives you breakfast, no one gives you lunch. So you go and get porridge in the morning. You go with 2 cups, one for you, one for the patient. Lunch, there's a cafeteria down there and it's expensive. It's 60 kwacha just for a lump of nshima and a piece of either chicken or meat. That one you have to share with your patient. You wait for the patient to eat. Wakakuta, then you say, okay, let me help myself with the leftovers.
We need to recognize caregivers, support caregiver programs, integrate caregivers into cancer care policies. We need to listen to their voices. Cancer patients are not alone in their fight, and neither should caregivers be.
I had avoided the task of me personally changing the diapers. So every time I felt it was time for her to be changed, I would call my sister. But then mom one time just called me and then she gave me a speech and said, forget about everything that you are scared of. Forget about any decency. That's when I heard of that saying that in times of illness, decency goes out the window. She told me that you need to do this. You need to do this for me. And I braced myself and I took on that responsibility. And it was something that I never thought I would have to do in my life.
Jepa meva natisiya isa mdabo wa mwalira. Ona kamanga kansa just wanachivomekezi. After manje taika manje maliro.
Without caregivers, the cancer care system alone would struggle to function. And so I want us to remember that behind every cancer patient who's fighting to survive, there is a caregiver who's fighting with her silently, unseen and unheard.